No, you gotta wait because like yeah,
So I
because
usually just wait for the yeah
there we go. We're live. There we go. Sound. Sound is a pound.
yeah, okay. So welcome back everybody to the round 10 of the ERO F3 season. We are finally back from our break. I know some people didn't like the break. To be fair, I didn't mind it. But obviously last week's races took place over Easter, so it was decided that we'd take a break and come back for round 10 here, officially over halfway through the season. So you're gonna start having a look at the championship from now on, I think, and as it really starts to take place. Fryer's still in the lead, and I mean, every time he gets a chance to open up that gap, he doesn't seem to fully take advantage of it, but that gap is slowly getting bigger.
Yep.
Have you seen it at all, Unknown?
Yeah. Well, I'm just hoping that some people might overtake me and Oliver by now. We're still quite high.
Yeah, it's quite bad. Let me just get the stream up. Loads of people commenting. Oh, look at that top thing that comes up. It's almost like
Viva la
I've
revolution from Miyaki.
subscribed. Man, Miyaki.
Champ, give me a quick tutorial of how the ERS lights work, please. Basically, GG, when if it's in the dry, your red light should not be flashing at all until you are derating. A derating means when you are under 10% of ERS on your right hand side bar, which is your overall usage. And if you're under 10%, or a driver ahead of you is under 10%, their lights will start flashing, and that means you know they've got less power than you, and you can make the advantage. But other than that, you should be fine. Just don't overuse your ERS. Always stay above 10%.
Yeah.
Ideally,
Also,
you want more
also
for
you
attacking.
you have a limit on how much you can use each lap.
Yeah,
If you use up all of that, it will start flashing as well. And basically, what happens is when you get under that 10%, it basically reduces the amount of energy that it naturally uses and reduces the effectiveness of your overtake. So that red light blinks to let the car behind know that the car in front is going to be slower. Is basically
but
what it's there for.
if you're in the rain, everyone's gonna have ERS anyway, so there's nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
The light only flashes in the rain just
yeah,
for awareness.
so you can see it. But
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's literally all it is. Uh, JG, mate. To help with saving the ERS, what you can do is when you're practicing, you can do a lap around whichever track you're doing with when you have little ERS, and without using it throughout the lap, just see how much you gain per lap, and then you can judge how much you need to use them per lap to be able to stay above a certain percent. Just so you know you've got a bit in the bank to defend and attack with. 'Cause you don't want to be on the limit of 10% because anyone attacks you or someone's getting away from you, you just got no resolution to get past it or keep them behind. So you want to make sure you've got enough.
okay, we're waiting on Kami. Oh, and also
Cheers, man.
another thing to point out is it's Rado's debut in F3 now.
Yeah, I just reading that. I was about to say it before you started talking.
Yeah, so welcome
No,
to
Renault.
Rado. He's yeah in the Renault there. You can see him. Well, so what? He started off in F5, was it?
F4.
Was it F4?
Did he start in F? No, I'm pretty sure he started in F4.
Okay,
I don't think he
so he
starts
hasn't gone up
slow.
twice, has he not? Okay,
No, I don't think so.
all right. Because I remember people complaining about him, so he's been moved up. He was
You
supposed to
mean
be moved up
Miyaki?
a bit earlier. Miyaki went down, so you can shut up. But um, yeah, so he was too fast for F4, but he couldn't move straight away because I think it was like timing or something. But now, ever since Easter, it's been sorted and he can race at this time now, so
Could I just
he's all
say,
good.
JG said I know how ERS works. Slanted face. So, okay, but yeah, all right. Go and find out how the lights work somewhere else then, mate. F3 chat
Loki,
is going well. What's going on in F3 chat?
Loki, lol, you got both, so be happy.
Yeah, just don't bite the hand that feeds you, mate. Right.
Well, to be fair, it's all still to do with ERS.
Yeah.
You didn't specify. You like, what does the lights mean? It can mean multiple things. It can mean they've used all of their ERS just for that lap. It also, on lap one, just flashes as you cross the line anyway.
Maybe he just wants to know how oh sorry, how landing lights work. So you can turn
Maybe.
the light on and it doesn't get dark.
We're missing, if you can hear me, Witinho, we're missing Kami.
Oh, Lord, Yolmi's here, nice. Yolmi coming off of a win in Italy. I believe, was it Italy he won?
Yep.
Good race from him at Italy.
I love how they ready up before they get told to.
Yeah,
So,
they're feral, mate. F3 is feral. I believe Spurs was the guy you're on about who moved from F5 upwards. Was he
okay.
F5 went to F4 then 3?
No, I don't think so.
Or did he just... I know he moved up from 4. I don't know if he
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he.
resided in F5. I'll check the standards now and see if anyone that's here used to be in F5. Because they
Okay.
stay in the standings, don't they?
Well, Kami's inactive, so we're gonna go without him.
Unreported absence.
Yep.
Bin him off. Why am I getting Leping? Oh, it's YouTube. Oh, oh my god, I nearly dropped an F-bomb again. I need to stop that. Why are there still people counting in 1,000? Like, what? Why? Don't you have anything better to do?
Leave him alone.
It's
Just
just
don't.
literally just counting one by one to 1,000. You're on 260. I might ruin it. Nah, I
You
won't.
know that before, right? We actually managed to do it back in the summer.
Yeah.
Like between F1 19 and 20, we actually got one
It's
done.
funny.
We actually
It's
went to
really funny.
1,000 twice.
Spreading the sheet. Anyways.
Fryer says, "No win for my and not on planet Earth."
A certain Hennep is in P5 in F5 Championship. A
Hennep's gone, so
big B next to his name.
banned.
Kronk. Oh, speaking of Kronk, on one of my first Euro races, he killed me
I
here
know,
under a safety
here it's
car.
been. I remember commentating
Mate, I was fuming.
it.
No, I don't think anyone's gone from F5 to F3. Ooh, looks quite dark, you know.
It does. I'm gonna have a look, see if someone in chat tells us if it's gonna rain. Loki says it's gonna rain.
Fry, mate. Let us know. You're normally in the chat, so
Loki
let us
says
know if it's
it's
going to be
gonna
raining.
rain, but I don't know if Loki has any inside information there.
No,
Oh, JG,
Loki.
no rain, no rain.
No rain. Okay. Loki thinks it's going to rain tomorrow.
Does
I
he?
think it has a chance. Yeah,
You
I
know what?
do.
That would be the most boring race ever.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. JJ just sent me pictures now of the weather format, and it's sunny throughout qualifying. No, sunny throughout the
Sunny.
race, but very dim and dark throughout quali.
Right. Just for the first
Mr.
lap
Pep.
here. Yeah, South Air is actually first on track.
Yeah.
You know what?
Details up.
Spain, the first and middle sector of Spain, I don't mind. The last sector is just the worst.
Last sector is a lot more manageable on wheel than it is pads, undoubtedly. But I still struggle a lot with the rest of the track. It's just the traction's just terrible around you.
Yeah, I find the grip round here isn't the best. I think it's because you use the hardest tyres possible, the hardest three
Yeah.
sets. But yeah,
Oh,
so
is
like
it? Is
this,
it?
Yeah,
I know
the softs here is like the equivalent to the hards at like Austria or
that. Is it like the
Monaco.
C1s or something?
Yeah, C1, 2, and 3 are the tyres that you get
Oh
used to.
Jesus! See, South there was the front of the grid.
Yep. Except Coutinho's asking me about all the important things about can I turn the sound down.
A few people running on mediums at the moment. Band, Alex, and Max, but they're the only ones. Personally, I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't go out this early on the mediums. I'd probably try and wait for a bit of
to be
track
fair, what they
regulation.
might be trying to do is they'll do 2 runs on the mediums, they want to try and qualify on them.
Well, at the start, yeah. One of the
Or they're just using them at the start and they're going to do the next 2 runs on softs and save a set of softs for the race in case of a safety car. Can Jose Reyes join? If someone gives him an invite, then yeah, sure. But I don't have a clue who that is, Coutinho, so...
Yeah, no, totally. Apologies. Oh, looks like South could get blocked. No, he's good. He's good.
It's just about okay. I think that was pretty close,
Yeah.
but it's not anything serious. And that's the first lap of the session. It's going to be a
It's the Red Bull next
1:15.2.
of Matt or Alex, I believe. Alex.
It'll be Alex. No, Alex started his lap.
Yeah.
Matt's is currently coming through turn 5.
Alex
Lap
dipped
4.
a bit in the gravel there, actually. He's invalidated already. Big yikes. Bit of a waste of the first run of mediums.
Mr. Pep, I'm pretty sure Mr. Pep invalidated. With Masiek doing the second time of a 1:17.2. He's backed off at the end there. I think he's going to go mediums. Fryer with
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
1:15.5.
Yomi
No,
0.8.
15.8 for both Yolmer and Edzak. So that's pretty close actually between those two. There's a bit of a gap to the front couple. There's even a big gap between Salfero and Fryer, but Salfero really been in
Someone
form
looks
recently.
very close to the back of Alpha Mare as he comes into the pits.
Yeah, that was the Williams of JJ, not JJ Dog.
Band.
Band who crosses the line with a 1:16.3 on mediums, closely followed by Matt with a 16.4, again on
Alpha
mediums.
retiring straight away. In the pits. Curious.
I guess he could. I mean, see, this is one of the tracks where starting last probably isn't even that bad.
Mate,
To be honest.
I've just done some practice with low key, and it looks like medium, hard, or hard medium is going to be the one.
No, 100%.
basically.
That is the strategy at this track.
Especially for F3, I think they will.
Because with
Do
the
wonders.
softs, the maximum you can take them is 9 laps.
That's very it's exactly true.
Stefan with a 15.2 there, so he's only about a tenth behind Salfero, just under a tenth, so it could be quite close here at the front after all.
Alex has done 2 laps on his mediums already and not even set a time yet.
Validations, I think, but maybe
Yep.
not looking as spread out as they initially looked here. We've got Ivan with the 0.7 there in 4th place, so he's quite close to Edzak and Yolmir. We've got a close bout here between Salfero and Stefan Rands. We've got Fryer in a bit of no man's land, and then we've
Alex
got a
about
bit
to
of a gap
finish.
back to Mr. Pep, but we'll have to see what Alex does. You have the medium runners are quite close here as well. Obviously, Yope with a pretty similar time to both medium runners, but I don't think that's a fully serious lap from him. 16.5 there from Alex, not bad. He's only about
To be honest,
2 tenths down on band there, so
3 laps into his only set of mediums, I think starting out for the top 10 will be brilliant for him. I wouldn't want to
Yeah.
waste any more of the tyres if he can.
yeah. I don't know why he did so many runs at the beginning of the session, to be honest.
He did invalidate 2 and 1, so I think what he did is he must have gone out with 3.7 laps of fuel, because I think he carried on to do a second one straight away. He's in the gravel now on those tyres. I don't know what he's doing.
Addy has invalidated his lap. He's going to pit. Oh, that
Stefan Rands
ain't
did
all
P2.
balls inside that line. And looks like everyone's going to be in the pits. We have JJ Dog and Fryer on out laps right now. JJ Dog actually in the final sector, so we'll ride on board with him for a bit. Just see what he gets up to.
Surprisingly,
Juppe asked if
Kieran,
Coutinho is commentating.
since when have you ever heard Coutinho commentating F3 race?
I don't know. He did like once a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah.
But that's it. Coming down to turn 1 now with JJ Dog, he's braking just before the 50.
Not
Quite
bad.
nice. Oh no, he's gone out wide
Oh.
for turn 2. He caught too much curb in turn 1. He's got to stay tight over to the right for turn 3. It's alright. Before coming back out using the curb on the entry to turn 4, swinging in
It's
fourth
not
gear,
extended much.
holding it tight. He's also not gone very wide on the exit turn 4. He's going to lose a bit of time there from being a bit too tight. Would use second and short shift to third there if I was him, but he short shifts to fifth out of third. What? Interesting. He's going to swing
Sometimes
into here.
I've done that.
He missed the apex of the first bit, and he's had to
Not
slow down
bad.
through the second bit. It was quite poor. Yeah, not fully committing to the full right-hander either. It's a bit of a safe lap if you're looking at it, really. Not using the curb on entry.
Rado goes P4 on mediums.
Yeah, very nice lap. 15.5. He's very, very careful here from JJ Dog through the final sector so far. Aldino, it's going to be dry.
Oh,
He's clattered that curb a bit. It's going to affect his
Yeah,
traction.
this is-
He's going to lose a lot of time. Let's see what it
Oh,
is.
well,
as
they
he
come
comes
straight
across the
back
line.
in.
He crosses the line. It's going to be a 16.2. So puts him only 1/10 ahead of his teammate on the medium tyre.
Do you know what?
On the
If I was
fringes of
him,
the top 10.
if I was him, I'd just get in the pits and just chill out. I'd just get a drop down and a place or two. Just
Yeah.
risk it.
Yeah. So Rado, P4 on those mediums.
Oh no, mate, he's doing well.
He's about 8/10 quicker than Band on the same set of tyres. That's pretty good, you know. That's the same time that Fryer has done, and as we know, Fryer's not exactly.
Slow.
No, he's championship leader here, so yeah. This is equal car performance. Mickey's I can't say that. Hello to Otapa.
Rado comes in now.
Yeah.
Probably sitting happy there. I'm curious to see wherever he tries to better his lap.
Let's see, Salfero is a 10th up here, so let's see what he can do with his final sector here. Very, very nice so far, by the looks of it.
P1 at the moment.
Yeah, I mean his lap. Yeah, see, he's using way more curb than JJ Dog did, as we saw before. He's way more committed.
Nicer entry there.
Very
Could have got
nice.
a bit
He's
closer.
using maximum of the track on the exit there. He's going to come around the final corner. It's going to be a 15.2. So he just slightly down. So maybe lost a bit of time for the chicane there because he was a 10th up at the second sector split. Let's see, as Fry has now improved to a 15.2. So he's there with Sal and Stefan now. So good stuff from him. Yolmir with a 15.3 P4, so he's quite close to the top as well. Edzak with a 15.4 P5, so top 5 looking pretty close here. In fact, the top 6, 7, 8 not too far apart here, only about 6/10 covering them, and 2 of those drivers are on mediums, with Masiek in his 15.6 on the mediums, and Rado with his 15.5 on the mediums, about a 10th separating those two.
What is Yuppie doing there? Okay,
Breaking advertising.
no
He's
clue what he's
obviously
doing
not a Rolex fan. That's what I'd
No,
imagine.
definitely.
Oh, what the hell? I'm
What?
gonna be honest.
What is Yuppie doing? Like, seriously, man?
Getting in people's way by the looks of it. Mats isn't experiencing what I did in a certain other league.
Oh, I remember that. That was
Oh,
on your calling lap. That was madness.
that was your face fault.
Yeah, Yuppie spun it.
He didn't spin it. Oh,
No,
here,
just
he
now.
spun it here.
And he's absolutely slamming the rears into the gravel.
These tyres will be dead before he even gets to the line.
I hope these aren't the ones he set his time on. Because what is he doing?
That there is a penalty point, Mr.
What is he
Lupe.
doing?
Oh dear.
Honest to God, what is he doing there?
I have no clue. He's better have a good excuse for this.
There's no excuse for that. There's no reason. He could have just taken the corners normally. He has a front wing. He could have just taken the chicanes.
Yeah, it's a penalty point.
Anyway, let's have a look at what else is going on. Yolmi is still sticking in people, not improving his last lap.
Matt's also not improved by the looks of it.
Mats was behind Yuppie when he was messing about off track, so
yeah,
I don't know if that could have infringed his concentration a bit.
Maybe.
JJ Dog, does he have the medium set, or is that what he has set as best? Yeah, he's got new medium set, so
I've got it on best, so it still says softs for me. So
yeah, he's got mediums fitted, so that's what he's looking to do.
Oh, that's a pit entry cut from Mr. Mats. Catching all of them out here today.
Yep.
And Addy retires. Banned here on the soft tyre, so he's not happy with this medium pace. He's gone for the soft tyre. Let's see what he's able to do.
That's the thing. I think people get too discouraged by medium pace in quali, and then they try and go for the soft. But I think it's just worth being.
In ERO F1 last season, me and Brad started P15 and 17 on purpose.
Yeah. Me and Loki were talking about you. You said you had a pretty good race, so I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, I started 15th and came second, missing out on the win by a 10th.
Bloody hell.
And Bread would have won, probably, if it wasn't for Isai killing him twice. Because he had the better pace, but I had the better position. And if it came to it, I'd have worked with him, you know. I wouldn't have impeded him or nothing.
Not much going on here now, as JJ's taking his outlap for the mediums already. Could have got a bit later there, but obviously he's just trying to look for
banned on
a run without traffic.
Yep. Carson saying, I'm happy if I do a 115, but these guys are almost doing a 140. Yeah, F2 and 3 has been getting closer and closer by the week. F3 has been really picking up its game over the last few weeks. Honestly,
my race pace around Spain isn't too bad, but my quali pace is terrible. I will admit. I have F2 in quali.
JG, me and Unknown are both in F1 as banned invalidates his lap, so it'll be JJ starting his lap now, and Carson's F2.
Yes, Carson is Sunset Beach Bar.
Yeah, he's teammates with Houseman in Red Bull. I'm pretty sure. So it's looking. It wasn't the best first sector there from JJ Dog. It's still an improvement of a tenth and a half though. He did slightly.
That's better. That's a lot better than his last run.
Yeah, he still messed up turn 2 like before, but it wasn't as bad. No, it's not too bad.
Doesn't take the apex much.
To be fair, at that corner, hitting the apex isn't really that important. As long as you get the nose turned in for the end of it, it's fine.
Yeah.
Because the accelerator, you can gain so much on acceleration despite how short that straight is. It's not. You see what it is? Oh, that's very tight.
That's very nice actually. It's not too bad.
It's a 200. 200.
Do you use that exit curb through that hairpin? Yeah, I do. I go half and half. I don't see many people doing it. Same with you.
Yeah, you want to accelerate off it and then go onto it.
Ooh, it's very close to invalidating there, but he keeps it in.
It's very close to the track limit. We're going to have to see what it is as he crosses the line. Is it going to be an improvement? It's a 2/10 improvement. It puts him P10 at the moment. I
hope he gets knocked down one. Because I think that'll give him a really good chance. P11.
Well, he's on mediums anyway.
Oh yeah, true. Never mind. Hards though, I wouldn't mind starting on hards if I was P11.
No, definitely not. But a medium hard and hard medium are the same. Because it's so hard to overtake here, it doesn't really matter that much.
To be honest though, I think medium will be best in F3 because of the risk of safety car.
Yeah, and
whereas
also
in F1 I think we could get away with it.
On the mediums you'd get an undercut on those other hard guys. So a very slight one because the hards are so consistent here, but you'd still get that undercut. Just coming towards the end of Yolmir's lap here, he's just about to come through the chicane. Yellow flag's going, I don't know who they're for, it looks like a Ferrari.
It's a Ferrari being slow. Yeah.
It's Edzak, I think. As he crosses the line, it's a 15.0, moves him up into P2. Sal Ferrer interesting to note, is on a 14.9 and retires.
And he just retires. On track, is it?
It's in the pit lane. Sal Ferro was the Ferrari I watched pit, not Ed Zach.
Oh, okay. Is JG gone for a... What's JG doing here?
Yippee, what are you doing, G? That's the
You think it was
MotoGP. That's the MotoGP layout.
Yeah, what did he do? Did he go...
He took the MotoGP layout.
What was he doing? Like, honestly.
I don't know. He also just cut the pit entry.
Very minimal, but still cut.
It's still a cut. If he does that in the race, it's a straight penalty.
Yeah, that board. Do you see that board there that you just went past?
Yeah.
That's the one who the culprit from yesterday just barged down for no reason.
Right. Jeff and Wagner having a chat in the comments. Oh, Watinho's gone.
Left.
Bye, Watinho.
Not impressed. Ivan on mediums has invalidated his lap, so he's not going to be able to set another time.
I mean, he's ninth, so he's got to hope that maybe...
He's on softs.
Yeah, Alex. He's got to hope that Alex and someone else, maybe Mats or someone, improves and pushes him down. Otherwise, his strategy is out the window.
Band is equal to his time at the moment, so it doesn't look like he'll be improving a lot. He's got a bit of a job to make to P14.
Alex is invalidated too. Mats is up. Mats is up though. He's not up by enough right now to push anyone down.
Why is JJ still running on these tyres, man? What are you doing, lad?
Oh, Alex just retired on track.
JJ's just put an extra 2 laps of wear onto these mediums for no reason.
Yeah, very strange.
Curious to see if he does jump to the hards now. Starting P11 at least.
From there, you got to, sure. See, the thing is as well, you got to make sure that you keep up with the soft tyre runners though. So Matt's going to cross the line here, and he's P10, so he does push Alex out. So Alex was safe, but Mats has kind of ruined himself there with that one, and it's not enough for Ivan, unfortunately. And we're just going to wait for Ivan and Stefan to get wheeled into their garage, and that'll
Alex
be
in prime time position.
Yeah, but well, I don't know what Mats was doing, improving on a set of softs.
Fry goes P1 with a 0.7.
Yeah, so Fryer on pole here.
Wow.
Stepped up his game a lot towards the end of that session. That time being 8/10 quicker than his first lap. So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I think that's close to my time trial. That's how little of Spain I've done.
Yeah. So Fryer on pole here with a 14.7. That could make a couple of F2 drivers very, very nervous.
He's got a nice helmet, but I'm a bit trypophobic, so put some points down for it.
Sal Ferro P2 alongside him. Sal Ferro been doing very strong recently. Yolmir, another driver who's been doing very well recently, P3. Stefan alongside with Yuppe and his strange track layout is P5 with Edzak in P6. Rado and Masiek on this well, it's the fourth row, isn't it? Really impressive from those guys on the mediums. It's going to be interesting to see where they end up in the race with Ivan and Matt rounding out the top 10. With 3 choice of tyres, we have Alex, JJ Dog, Pep, Addy, Band, Spurs, Alpha, and JG, who did not set a time, or Alpha didn't set a time either. But for some reason, it doesn't say no time next to JG, even though he set no time.
Fair play to Rado and Masiek for getting the medium so close up into the top 10.
Alright, it's 1-1. Let's go.
Is it?
Yeah. Solfero, perfect lap time, Fryer. I don't know if, to be fair, we didn't see it. That's the thing. Was too busy looking at who was going to end up at the end of the top 10, which is, I mean, to be fair, 11th and pole are basically the same on this track.
GG Solfero, please sing.
Pole, you've got less chance of getting killed into turn 1. We have to watch turn 1 here. Turn 1 and 2 can be quite interesting because turn 1's quite a heavy braking zone into quite a nice flowing corner, so you can stay alongside. But turn 2, you can't really stay alongside in the same way without slowing down a whole lot. So it'll be interesting to see how
The
everyone
Egyptian
fights.
King Mo Salah. Shut up, Luke. Get racing, mate.
Get
Mo
racing.
Salah. Who cares? Who cares, mate? We've
Get
lost the league
racing.
already.
The man's in P12. I don't think he cares. No,
Is that
no.
10 car lengths from JG? No, it's alright. What the
Oh,
hell?
who just spun?
Fryer
That's
spun!
Fryer.
Someone just absolutely bombasted him, then. That scared the hell out of me.
Yes, the Red Bull has two. I think that's Mats and Alex both just overtook him. It's a bit of a rip, really.
Fry, mate.
Oh,
good
he's overtaken
confidence
the back.
build of
You're supposed to hold position after you lose positions, Fryer. Every overtake we watch is a penalty point on your license.
Really?
Yeah, that's two. There's two.
Fry, stop it!
Can
Fry,
we get,
stop.
Can we get,
Fry, stop.
three anywhere? Number three?
No, I think he's hurt now. I think the delay has caught up to him. You can't do that, Fry. You've got to stay behind.
Yeah, if you lose
This is
position to the
danger of other
formation lap,
drivers.
you're expected to hold position.
Fry, mate, if you heard us, give us a little rev. Like a... Rah, rah.
No, he was spin.
He did it, I think. I think he just did it. Do it again, quick.
For God's sake, unknown.
Oh, rev again if you're high.
What I want to see though is so Fryer hasn't even made it to the last corner yet, but Sal Ferrer is about to stop on the grid. So this could be quite good for Fryer in terms of tyre attempts once he gets to the grid.
I'm going to give you a little bit of insight. The last Spanish GP he partook in, I believe he was
I don't think you can say
something
this.
known as... Okay, never mind. Let's just say it wasn't the tyres that were just smoking. Something a bit more, but anyways.
Or his brakes.
Yes.
Let's see if we can get a good camera angle. Please, Gabe, I'm begging you.
Right, I'll leave
Usually,
you to
there
the
we go.
honours.
There we go. There's lights coming on now. We have 5 red lights. And away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's been a very good start there from Sal Ferrer. He's already gotten alongside Fry on quite surprisingly actually. He's going to have the inside for turn 1 and Yolmir wants to get involved too. Who's going to be late on the brakes? Yolmir looks like he's backing out, but Sal Ferrer up into the lead. Is he going to squeeze Fry through turn 2? No, he's giving him space. But he's going to have the inside for turn 3. There's a Mercedes round. It's Stefan Rand. He's gone to the back of the grid. Sal Ferrer makes his way up into the lead. And we have Yolmir and Juppé fighting out for P3 as well. Juppé with a great start. Juppé, just about running out of room on the outside there. But he's going to go for the dive into turn 5. No, he's thought better of it, and he's been run into the back of by Edzak. That's not the smartest thing I've ever seen. And the Red Bull's going side by side for P8 too. Looks like Mats has sorted that one out and got ahead of his teammate. But Alex coming back around the outside. Is he going to hold it? I wouldn't. He doesn't. Gets on the grass before he thinks about letting go. But Edzak now with damage. So he's going to be under a lot of pressure.
There's a huge crash at the back. JG's out.
That's JG out of the race. Safety car, full safety car is out. And now, is this going to affect some
Tyres.
strategies?
What did they all go on?
Soft
no
runners.
One on hards.
Soft runners got to go medium.
Yeah, it's definitely a 2-stop at least now.
But the hard tyre runners are going to love this.
There's none.
There's no one on the hards.
Nope.
They don't pit. Did they just not pit?
No. Sal Ferrer, mate, what are you doing?
Oh, Fryer. Nice choice there by Fryer.
Fryer with the brain.
I think the reason he's done this, I think what he's going to try and do is go soft hard. So he's going to try and pit around about lap 9.
Oh!
But he can extend his stint and go onto hards. And no, in fact, it says soft, medium, hard on this thing. So he might be trying to...
Edzak's going to have a lovely medium stint at the end.
Yeah. Can you report someone for lagging? You can.
Not necessarily them, but their internet connection, they can get a warning for it, and
Yeah.
after a certain amount they can get penalised for it.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see here, because I don't think either choice here was particularly wrong. I think if you pitted, you're going to have nicer tyres for the rest of the race. Obviously, you don't have to run on the hard tyre at all. You can go medium.
Both Alfa Romeos, after the spin, have retired in the pits.
Alpha Towers.
That's it, yeah, sorry.
But Yeah, but what I was saying is the medium tyre, obviously the soft dies insanely quickly here, so you don't have to deal with that, and you don't have to deal with how terrible the hard tyres are, so you can really go on the optimal race tyre for the rest of the race, but you do need to make an extra stop. So Fryer here is a legit 12th position, but with the best strategy. Then you've got Sal here who's going to risk it. He's going to maybe extend his soft tyre stint to lap 10, 11 because the safety car is going to help save his tyres a bit. And then he can go onto that hards and run one less stop to the end of the race, and he's going to take a more defensive drive for the rest of this race compared to Fryer, who's going to be more aggressive and go on an attacking drive. So I think I would personally probably go medium, because I think having that pace and then almost like undercutting everyone, even if you are making an extra stop, is better, especially if another safety car comes out. If another safety car was to come out right now, Fryer would be in prime position, you know. So I
just
think
want to say, Carsten, Fry just spun on the start on the formation lap.
yeah. So I think either choice is fairly valid, but I don't know. Medium might be the better choice in terms of you don't have to run on the you get to run on the best tyre really for the whole race. You know, you just have to be more aggressive and make sure you can make it work. 5 seconds for Alex and Mats. They hit each other, so the two Red Bulls come into blows after the safety car.
They're gonna have. They're not gonna be able to get them removed either.
No, they're gonna have to serve that. That's quite unfortunate for both of them. I'm sure.
I just don't understand it. Just be careful, and it won't happen.
See, the only place I can understand it happening is on the restart, right? Because obviously you get that concertina where the lead goes, but then everyone else is slower and slower to react. But under a normal safety car like this, I don't think there's really any reason.
Just give each other space, your teammates.
Yeah. But on different strategies at that, but the safety car will be coming in this lap. So it's up to Sal Ferrer to set the pace.
Sal Ferrer taking the right kind of approach and not really heating his tyres much.
Doesn't want to wear them out.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll get up to temperature soon enough, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
This track is it's not tyre temperatures aren't really
surprisingly though, they're not too bad in qualifying. You don't really have to cool them at all.
No,
but when you get into the race, you can overheat quite easily.
Yeah. Let's see, is Sal Ferrer going to go after the chicane? He's gone. Yeah, he's gone through the chicane, I think, and he's away. So he's actually got a huge lead on Yolmi already. He's caught him napping 8/10 of a second already. He's got 8/10 back to Yuppie as well. So, I mean, what happened to Rado's show? I mean, he's 1.2 behind Yuppie. So, interesting stuff here from the leaders in that safety car restart. I don't know why it's looking at Yolmi. I have Sal Ferrer selected, but oh well. Rip Italia, says Javier. I don't know what that's in reference to.
It's probably referred to Sal Ferrer not fitting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he could make it work. Sal Ferrer is known for having good tyre wear, so he could probably do something.
He's a wheel player, so he's got that advantage of smoothness, no doubt.
Well, no, but he's also very good on tyres, even for
yeah,
a wheel player. But you know, he's pulled off some strats in the past that you'd never dream of. But
he has, but he's also failed at some, like Austria, where he did try to do similar to what he did in Hungary.
Austria, he didn't need to take him as far as he did.
No, he could have just gone in safety.
He'd already made up the time he needed, and then still decided to take him longer as Alex's round at
Stefan,
final part of the track.
Who was only just about overtaking him. As he must have had an awful restart.
Yeah, Alex found himself right at the back of the grid now. I don't know what happened there, but he's had some kind of issue coming into that long right-hander, one of the harder corners on that track, so he might have just lost it by himself, but you never know, could have been in contact or something to help him round.
No contact on the incident report, so looks like he just spun his own.
Right.
But Yellow's JML has gone off.
JML Addy is round at the second corner, so...
As Alex understeers.
This track looking like it's catching a few people out, and that moves Fryer already back up into the top 10. But he's got
Side by side with
Alpha on
Alpha.
his inside. Alpha with a very late brakes there, but looks like Fryer's gonna have the better momentum and probably the better line coming to the next corner. Alpha has to back
Alpha
out.
lifts off there to back out. Yeah.
He had to back out. You do not want to be on the inside there. Coming to the fast right hander now. DRS not enabled yet, so there's not going to be any advantage to being behind here at the moment. But Fryer now.
Oh, Stefan goes off. Completely
Saw that
slams out of the fast right-hander.
Wow, and that's the same place that caused the safety car the first time round, so...
That wall has claimed both Mercedes this weekend already.
Yeah, safety car, full safety car. And Fry's round.
No. Oh, Fry, mate. I mean, you still stay out on the mediums.
Yeah, 100%.
Surely.
Sal Ferrer didn't pit.
Could you pit for hards now, do you think? Another lap or two under the safety car?
You'd be risking it.
You'd be risking it, but
They're doing it.
I don't know. Curious.
Yolmir's on hards. Giuppe's on mediums. JJ Dog's on mediums.
Mediums?
Fryer,
I don't know how to think about that.
pitted. Fryer pitted for hards.
Yeah, good. Curious to see what Sal Ferrer does. So either mediums or hards, surely he's going to pit now.
Sal Ferrer is ahead of the safety car. So
he's going to lose time.
He will not lose time by not pitting if he pits now. Because he managed to get ahead of the safety car when it was leaving the pit lane. We'll have to see.
Still restricted to a delta though, as many are.
Yeah, everyone will be, so that's fine for him. He still gets a free pit stop if he decides to pit now. We'll have to watch out for it. Is he going to
Turkey in?
He's got to surely off of these softs. You've got to imagine. And remember, once he gets into the pit lane, you can floor it. Delta doesn't matter in the pit lane, so he does. He's in. Ooh!
Oh! Has he got a broken wing?
We'll have to find out.
I think he might have got lucky there.
The pit crew was.
He got lucky there, very lucky.
He's onto hard. So another thing to note: his hards will be a lap fresher than those around him. He's also been followed in by Matt.
Why is he going to come
Is
out?
that Matt? It is Alex. It's actually Alex. So Sal Ferrer coming out between Ed Zach and Yolmir. He's ahead of Yolmir. So that's worked out beautifully for the Ferrari driver. Still ahead of his main rivals. Ed Zach will struggle to get to the end on those. And everyone ahead of him.
Alex serving his 5.
Yeah, smart. Yeah, so the person this I think has damaged the race of the most is Fryer. I don't know why he pitted there, to be honest, but yeah. He should have stuck to his current strategy. In fact, his strategy became better with that safety car coming out, really, because he'd have gained positions on these hard runners, and although he would have still had to have made a stop, he'd have the much better tyres for the rest of this race.
Mate, the front lefts on the hards, going from soft to hard is terrible. Even quite throughout the stint, so I should have stayed for the mediums and gone for the 2-stop.
Yeah, 100%.
JML, Addy and Alex being for another lifeline with the second safety car though.
Yeah, I think Alex will catch it before the end of this lap, but I think Addy's so far behind that we're going to go another lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Which
going
is even better for the hard runners.
Yeah, every lap behind the safety
Especially Ed Zach.
saves the hard runners. Ed Zach on quite old hards. I mean, I guess he pitted them onto the first safety car.
He hasn't done to be fair, 5 laps is kind of a telltale because the majority of those laps haven't been under racing, but they're still going to be catching wear each lap over and over. So
yeah, but it's a bit less. It's not a huge amount. You're not gonna take whole laps off from your stint because of 1 lap under the safety car, but I mean, 2 or 3 laps under a safety car could help you go an extra lap, lap and a half. You never know.
Anyways, we're all bunched up back now, so we should be getting underway
Yeah, we'll
after this lap.
hopefully be coming in at the end of this lap. Safety cars and everyone leaves the stream. Jesus. Hopefully that number comes back up as we get further into this race. It is only lap 8. 2 safety cars is lap 8 here in Spain, as Salfera not taking the line I would take through that corner. Salfera 5 seconds ignoring yellow flags.
Oh no!
Ooh. Not sure what he did to
Wait.
ignore them. Safety car in
No,
this lap.
that can't be for breaking Delta, because you'd get a drive-through for that. So I'm curious to what that was for.
He didn't make an overtake either.
I'm sure that'll get removed if he stays out, because I don't see what he could have done there.
He's very laggy, so maybe it looks different from his point of view. And Watinho says, hit a like or you'll get a puncture. As,
I'm the one who started that. I
Rado-
already put it in the title the other week.
Rado now leading the field away. He's actually not left as much of a gap as Salfera did, but he goes out of the final corner nonetheless.
Still a
that
big
was
gap there.
kind of an awkward place to go, and Maciek
Mr. Pepper's getting
Hasn't
brought
really-
up by band after hitting the grass.
really.
Yep.
Yikes. Doesn't look like anything's going to happen into
Oh,
turn
there's
1.
JML Addy off. Again.
Final
It's the
corner.
gravel.
What a strange place to be off the track.
It looks like he's been pushed off the track. It looks too far out for it to be the final exit.
Yeah.
The
Interesting.
man who disliked will get a puncture in every race. Yep. You wish you had that power, mate.
And just seeing this train here, this is going to be quite an interesting train for the rest of this race, I think. It's Salfera, Yolmir, Yuppe and JJ Dog. We have 2 hard runners in front and 2 medium runners behind, and we'll have to see
Yolmir
which
gets a
strategy
big swing on
goes
the
better.
rears.
But yeah, that's Yuppe through on the inside. He's going to cut the corner.
What
And
is-
Yolmir's gone around the outside. He's gone off the
He's
track
held
as he
it.
does it. That's an illegal overtake, my friends, is what it is. He was all
Is
4
it?
wheels off the track. And now
Oh,
JJ
what's
Dog's
JJ
sending it on
doing?
both of them.
He's absolutely sitting there. I didn't even know he was there.
Yeah, he sent it on both of them.
Oh,
and
Yuppi's getting overlapped
he's
by
got one
Fry.
position. Is he going to get through though? No,
Nope.
Fry stays behind. He gets hit from
Oh,
behind.
Fry's
by
been hit
Alex.
from behind.
Alex hit him. Into...
Alex not being cautious enough on the...
Yeah, he's broken his front wing, Alex. So that's kind of ruined his race. To be
And my
honest.
headset is beeping, telling me it's going to die. So I'll have to join on
Should
my
have
phone.
charged it. Just looking back towards the front now, as we actually not looking towards the front. We have Yolmir and Jangedog going side by side. Yolmir still staying ahead for the moment. We have Alpha and Pep getting very close as well. Just gonna ride on board with these two for a second, see if Mr. Pep can keep the Alfa Romeo behind, as the 2 Ferraris are quite close behind as well, looking very interested. As this has actually allowed the fighting between Yolmir, JJ and Yuppe has allowed Salfera to make quite a nice gap back to that train. So he'll want to use that to his advantage, as all of these strategies are all mixed up and everything. Just looking forwards a bit, we have the Williams of Band pressuring Mats, but we also have Mr. Pep and Alpha hot on his tail. We'll have to see, there's a big moment there for Bands. We'll just have to see how this one plays out again.
Gonna charge the headphones for a lap or two.
Yeah, Mats, as Jermo Addy retires, that's the exit turn 10. Virtual safety car. That is the 3rd car to appear in that wall, but Addy looks a bit too far down to me. If you ask me, he's a bit too far down that straight for that to be a mistake coming out of the turn 10. What do you think? Just waiting for the virtual safety car to end now. This is the 3rd different safety car type in this race, so there is a maximum of 5 in the F1 game. So we're only 2 off of hitting that maximum. and we're only a third of the way into this race. A lot of time left to go. Field still very bunched up here, with a couple of exceptions of Alex. Just Alex, really. DRS enabled, we're going again. It looks like it's been a poor restart there from Mr. Pep. Alpha already all over the back of him. DRS, of course, does not get disabled after a VSC restart, so he's going to go up the inside of Mr. Pep, just about leaving the space, and he looks like he's got the move done. He has to cut the corner to make the move into the uphill left-hander, and I would probably say that that was an illegal move if I was Mr. Pep, to be honest. It did overtake him fully off the track, and Alex now getting a time penalty for multiple warnings, so his race going horribly so far. And the Alpha already dropping off the back of the cars ahead, and that allows Pep back through an easy move on the straight. And could say that was probably justice for the move Alpha made on him earlier. Just gonna have a look. See, it's very wide there from Yolmir. Is that going to put him under pressure? But we actually have banned passing Mats on those medium tyres. Mats's soft tyres would be horrible by now, but I don't think he wants to pit because of how bunched the field is. And Yolmir and JJ going at it. Oh, JJ trying around the outside. It's been a touch, and he's lost a bit of traction. Lucky not to also get passed by Yuppe there, but around the outside of there isn't usually the best place to try and make a move, as there's a slow Salfero. Salfero hit the grass, and now he's on the outside of the long right-hander. Yuppe and JJ now going to have a look at him. Is it going to be three wires coming to the braking zone? No, Yuppe does not go for it. JJ being very aggressive as they touch there, and he's gone way off the track and lost the position to Yuppe too. Yuppe cuts the corner. JJ back through on him, and back in the same order they were before after all that. Well, with the exception of Salfero falling behind Yolmir. That has been a costly mistake, as it's moved Yolmir up ahead of him in the net order of this race. And Mats finally pits off of those soft tyres, and he's going to go all the way to the back along with his teammate, unfortunately, for Red Bull. Fry just on the back of this train looking, seeing if he can do anything to make up some positions at the moment, as speaking of Alex, he's round at the long right-hander through the final sector, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him retire from this race, to be completely honest. Moving back forwards, we have JJ Dog and Salfero close once again. This time nothing happening. Yuppe still closest tail. He's got to be wary, JJ Dog. So if safety car, full safety car comes out, and it is Alex out of this race, but it looks like he's done it on the track. Otherwise the safety car would not come out. So lots of penalties that I can see so far, and this really resets the strategy once again. It's going to be interesting to see what are these medium runners going to do, because they're
Alex is getting heavily penalised. He crashed out in the pit lane on purpose and got a safety car.
Okay, yeah.
I got a clip of it. I was watching it when I was charging my mic.
Right, okay.
If you watch Radoshov now, that bit of the pit wall
pits.
he hit.
Band and Masiek also follow him,
Alex
along with
smashed
Mr. Pep.
him.
Everyone's pitting, except for the hard runners. So medium runners are saying that their advantage is dwindling with this third safety car. Obviously, if they can't pull that gap to the hard runners, then they have to make a stop. It doesn't go well for them, but you've got to imagine that at this point someone would risk it, right? No, they're all on hards. So everyone's on hards for the rest of this race.
Wow. Radoshov is in prime position to take advantage of these lot for the rest of the race.
Yeah, these lot with these, especially Edzak, 11 lap old hards, and he's got to do another 20 laps on those tyres.
Yeah, though Alex is retired inside the pit lane, not even in the pits. He just smashed his wheel, rammed into the wall twice, trying to break it off.
Oh, really?
And I've got it clipped. Yeah, it was generally like, it's disgusting because it's infringed over people's races. Yeah. When all you had to do was wait another second and retire in the pits. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
It's just spite, man.
12 runners left in this race, and we're only 14 laps in. We have lost 6 cars so far. Alex, Addy, Stefan, Spurs, Ivan and JG. So this is now the 3rd full safety car of this race, the 4th safety car variant to come out in this race. So we only have 1 left for the rest of this race. Spain turning out to be a bit of a wreck fest, to be honest. My chat's glitched, so I can't read it.
Yeah, nothing's updating for me either.
Yeah. Gotta love YouTube, huh? My phone's also going dead, that's not gonna help. But yeah, I mean, what we've watched intentional crashes, we've seen weird weird track layouts. What else have we seen so far this race? We've seen lag incidents, we've seen some very aggressive driving, we've seen illegal overtakes, we've seen it all really, haven't we?
Yeah. Pretty much 3 wide into a hairpin.
Yep. I can't believe Yolmir overtook him off the track like that.
If Wagner finishes P1 and me on P3 like Ed and Sal are doing right now, I'd be happy.
Watino's fully just coasted them, hasn't
he? Yeah, you're definitely not getting a single podium today.
We'll have to see how this plays
It's F2 today, isn't it? Completely forgot
that. Yeah.
I'm still used to having F2 on a Sunday.
Why?
I don't know, it's just first thing, because I always remember it used to be F2, wasn't it? F2 and F1 on Sundays.
No, F2's never been on a Sunday.
Really?
No.
Oh. I'm just fucking dumb then, aren't I? Oh, force.
Safety car in this lap. Edzak's going to lead the field away. He's
slap on the wrist.
Slowing down. I'll give you a slap on your face.
That sounded kind of like, I can't tell. You sound like Ben from EastEnders. You need to slap it down.
That's the 3rd time you said that this race, by the way. Safety car now in the pits, so it's up to Edzak when he wants to go.
3rd time I've said what?
The bad word. They've all decided to go at the exact same point, and I don't think it's surprising anyone anymore. Look how close the gaps are this time round. Fryer already looking at the back of Salfero as we come down the main straight. Yolmir very close to Edzak too. Fryer looking to the inside. No, he decides not to. He decides to stay behind for now, but it's been a bit of a moment there for Salfero mid-apex to turn 2. Maybe that's going to give Fryer a better
slippy
run.
On those hards.
Fryer is going to look down the inside of turn 4 maybe? He does. Is he going to be given the room? Just about. Is he going to give the room on the exit? That's the question. He does. And he's going to hold the outside. He's on the grass. That's not ideal, to be honest, as there's a lock up ahead of them. He's going to hold it round the outside. He's using his overtake mode, trying to get this move done. He's going to be on the outside of the next corner, but he gets the move done in the braking so he can turn into the apex without worrying about the car on the inside. And
overlapping tyres give me the shivers, man. I can't stand it.
That was a great little battle there for P3 between Fryer and Salfero. Really the 2 guys who are in form at the moment, you've got to say. And good stuff overall, I think. Nice respectful racing and good action. Let's hope for more of that this race compared to
Matt's
what we've already
back in
been
it. Thank,
and Band has just stopped. He just stopped.
What?
He just
no,
stopped.
Was that a reset the track? Was that a reset the track?
It might have been a reset to track.
Right, we'll have to call up for a POV on that one.
I think he's reset to track there.
Yeah, because he was ghosted and stopped dead in the middle of the track.
Yeah, he's got to have. As JJ Dog still pressuring Yuppie here, so some things don't change. But JJ Dog does have a penalty. Yuppie does not.
Yuppie was struggling at the start. I think his tyres were quite under temperature, similar to many, but
yeah,
bit wary going around the faster corners. Ends up getting a gap a bit.
Martino, it was a reset to track. Hashtag Polska Dolem.
What does Polska Dolem mean?
Google it.
No.
There's Yolmir. Yolmir with the 3 seconds for multiple warnings now.
Oh,
So that's
yikes.
going to hurt his race quite a bit with how tight the
Especially
back
being
is.
on the older tyres.
Yeah, that could really hurt him towards the end of this race. He
Don't want to be locking up the front left there.
Michelizi saw he reset to track after a half spin.
Right, yeah. Did you get Michelizi? Did you get sight or footage of that? Or?
I think it was on the stream. I was just looking.
Oh, was it?
At the screen. Yeah.
I'll have a look back now. Lap 15, wasn't it?
Yeah, 16. Oh, Routinho says type Polska Gurum, and it is a self-created opposite. As now we have Alpha actually pressuring JJ Dog. JJ Dog falling off the back of Yuppe.
Dre J Dog. Dr. Dre J Dog.
My throat's starting to go. I need to drink some more, I think. But yeah, it was in the background of the stream, Nicholas, he says, so it's caught on stream. Caught on camera.
Oh, you've been busted, boy. I think you get it just about, ever so slightly. Oh yes, you got it. That's funny. That's very funny. Great reaction from him though. It's a brilliant reset to try. Very quick, but yeah.
Yeah. You shouldn't compliment it too much.
Cheetah.
As actually Massey X falling off the back of Rado showing here. Rado pressuring these top 4 with these fresher tyres, and you've got to say Rado is the man with the advantage so far in this race. Salfera, Fryer, Yolmir and Edzak really... The safety car didn't help them, should we say. I think the first safety car was fine. The second one was not great, but it was okay. I mean, for Fryer, if he didn't pit, it would have been fine. But then again, the third safety car came out and ruined everyone on the medium strategy, so who knows? To be honest, we don't. Let's just hope for some clean racing.
What is the penalty for a reset the track? Because it looks like you've saved a lot of time doing it.
5 seconds and 1 penalty point.
Okay.
And top 3 though, Sal Ferrer looking like he's struggling. He's just dropped off the back of Fryer. Fryer's still keeping with Edzak and Yolmir. Quite surprising that Sal Ferrer's the one to drop back. He's got the youngest tyres out of this quartet really, but he's the one struggling the most. As Yolmir and Fryer both being creative with track limits a bit there. And
I believe Salfera does not use traction control. I know a lot of the drivers around him do. So he could be struggling a bit on the tyre side, even though he has got the fresher tyres.
I think Fry doesn't.
Fry used full assist, mate.
Does he?
Yeah, I think so. All his time trials are full assist.
That's unacceptable.
Every icon lit up.
And Yuppe now, he's got DRS on Mr. Pep. Mr. Pep just about hanging on to Pierce. Mr. Pep just about hanging on to DRS in the car in front. 9/10 was the gap as they came over to the detection point. Massiek really running in a world of his own at the moment. Sal Ferrer with 3 seconds for multiple warnings. So that's, just like we said with Yolmi, that's going to hurt Sal Ferrer probably even more because he's fallen back into the clutches of the rest of the field quite a bit over the last couple of laps. So we have to keep an eye on that one. And see
laps to go.
Where he ends up at the end. Yeah, so 13 and a half laps to go. So still a long way to take these tyres. Edzak has already done 17.
Laps. Yeah.
13 for Yolmir and Fryer with 12 laps for Sal Ferrer. So
well, actually, Edzak's stint is going to be nearly 30 laps old.
It will be
by the end of the race.
It will be 30 laps. It will be 30 laps.
That's going to be punchy territory, even for the hards, surely.
Yeah. Well, to put that in perspective, 20 laps is bordering on puncture territory.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. JJ Dog getting closer and closer to Yuppe at the moment. Obviously a bit of a DRS straight though.
Just watching Yuppe at the moment.
Like JJ gets very close.
Yeah, Yuppe made a huge mistake there, so it's actually going to be Alpha. I think
JJ Dog actually made a mistake. He cut the corner too much and got a straight penalty.
Yuppe also made an exit where he hit the curb
pitch and started sliding.
Yuppe is derating, so JJ Dog's going to take this opportunity. Are we going to go 3 wide to turn 1? No. JJ Dog getting the move done. Alpha tried on the inside, not room there for him though. As Juppe coming back with a great move up the inside, and that's going to
Brilliant
open up the
exit,
gap. And
but
oh, he's been turned in on. Alpha's been turned in on by JJ Dog.
oh, you actually didn't see it.
And JJ Dog on the inside for turn 4. Now he's going to have the better run on Juppe, but this changes to the outside for turn 5. Is he going to be able to hold the momentum, or is Juppe going to get it? Looks like JJ Dog's going to have the advantage here. Now moving
Juppe's ahead.
Moving into the chicane, Juppe's ahead. I think he used a bit of ERS to help him out there and holds the position for now, but we do have another DRS straight coming up, so could all be for nothing very shortly. But this has lost him a lot of time to Mr. Pep. They're now over 2 seconds behind the Haas driver.
Oh, Van getting a bit risky on the throttle there.
Yeah, I think they all are through there really. As we come towards the main straight again, Sal Ferrer now seems to have worked out whatever issues he was having with these hard tyres. Right back on the tail of Fryer. He's super close, but Fryer just slightly closer to Yolmir at the moment. Is Yolmir going to be able to keep ahead? He's using all of his ERS to make sure he does. He has about
go for it, yeah?
he has about 30% less ERS does Yolmir. JJ now on the inside of Juppe. He's gone for it. He's just about been left the room.
Switch back,
but he's tried to switch back. Yeah, he tried to switch back, but there just wasn't going to work out for him. Parked on the apex very nicely by Juppe. Good defensive driving by the McLaren driver. Just having a look now. Juppe, he's going to be struggling. He's got 11.
Oh, JJ misses his braking point a bit.
Punted him a bit. If he passes him here, he's lifted off. I was to say, if he passes him here, it's probably going to be 5 seconds.
Yeah, I think he's dealt with enough of those in F1 to know not to do it himself.
Yeah. Just looking, you can see just how much JJ's struggling to get past Juppe. Juppe has no ERS.
Oh, he's done it again! And he's damaged his wing!
Yeah.
What has JJ done?
He's just braking too late. He's not being careful enough behind the McLaren, and it's cost him here.
He's paid the ultimate sacrifice now.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit to repair that wing now. He's outside the points of something. Yolmir and Fryer. Fryer's actually got ahead of Yolmir because Yolmir pits.
Okay. Curious.
Maybe he just doesn't think these tyres will go to the end. What's he going on to? He's gone on to softs. No, he's gone on to mediums.
Is getting absolutely bombed by Band at the moment. On the straight.
Not quite close enough though. Juppe still with no ERS. Band.
He's been deleting the whole thing.
Band with 46%. So this could be quite interesting next time we come round onto the main straight. Just to note, Rado is a net P2 and Fryer is in the lead of this race based on penalties, but that could all change. Edzak looking like he has the pace despite his tyres being 4 laps older than the cars around him.
The chance Salfir will get his 5 seconds removed also.
There is also that, but
he does have a 3 second on top.
Yeah, so he's still behind. Let's just take a quick flick back towards the front end of the grid here. This front 4 staying as tight as ever, and it's just going to make it hard for these guys at the back. Third and fourth man
cuts the pit lane massively and goes into the pits.
Did you get that on camera?
I did, yes. I'll flip it.
Okay.
I'm sending more reports in for this than my own race.
And what that's done really is it's allowed Salfero to become that second man in the train, and so he's going to, with all of his, well, he's actually got less ERS than Fryer, which is going to play into Fryer's hands a bit. But
Rado doesn't. Rado has double what Salfero does.
Yeah, so Salfero, although he might be able to get a good move off initially with that DRS, obviously Fryer won't be getting any DRS anymore. It will be difficult for him to keep that position in the long run, I think. Alpha with the fastest lap of the race is 17.6. He is last place though, so he's probably just trying his hardest to go for that fastest lap with the laps remaining. I don't think anyone's going to beat that really. Maybe Edzak or Yolmir, both of which are on fresh mediums. But they will have to chase down the rest of the pack. It's going to be interesting. Are these tyres going to last for Fryer and Salfero? That is the big question in this race really. And Rado, of course, we know his tyres will go to the end, but it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to keep him alive just about enough to take
Yepes
advantage of
jump
these guys in
banned.
front.
Don't think we saw it.
Who's ahead?
Oh no, sorry, he stayed ahead, wasn't he? Yeah.
And
It's just because I saw him go for
Sal
P76.
Ferro going defensive. In fact, Sal Ferro's through on the inside into turn 1. Now, is he going to be able to keep it? Fryer attacking him back through turn 3. Maybe a look into turn 4 on. He's not using his ERS, so I don't think he really wants it. No, he stays behind right now. He knows that he's got more ERS. Well, he probably knows he's got more ERS in the car in front. I think Sal Ferro would have been derating with how little ERS he has. So I think he knows he's got that ERS advantage. And
Hey Fry, on the straight, give us a flick of VRS on and off if you can.
no, stop. And Fryer gets himself 3-second time penalty, so that has put him on even terms with Sal Ferro if Sal Ferro does get that penalty removed and moves Radoshelm up into the net lead of this race. So not bad for an F3 debut for the Renault driver.
Check it out because you heard us.
I think you should just stop. Just looking, Yolmir now catching Edzak very quickly there for P9. Maybe something could be on, but keep our eyes on Fryer here. He's 5/10 behind as they cross the DRS. DRS open. He's using the ERS. I think Sal Ferro is derating. Yes, he is. That's going to be Fryer on the inside. He's going to brake late for turn 1. Uses a lot of curb, and Sal Ferro is going to fight it back very hard. He wants this position. He's going to fight with everything he's got to try and keep it, and he's so far out of ERS that he's even derating through the corner there. But Fryer just has to keep his head here, I think. He just needs to follow Sal Ferro. Make sure he does it on a DRS straight or something where there's no chance of Sal Ferro keep staying in front, you know. Otherwise, you know, if he goes for a move in a stupid place or he tries to force one too early, it could just ruin his own race, especially with that penalty. He's got to try and get a gap to Rado. He's got to try and pull. I think really he's got to try and pull Sal Ferro along with him once he gets in front and try and hope that something happens to Radoshelm, like he gets his own penalty, if I'm being honest. Miyake thinks both these guys are going to have to pit. He says puncture territory in 3 laps. That will be lap 29 of 33, so that will leave him with 4 laps left to go in this race. I think, I don't know, with all these safety cars, I think 4 laps is doable. What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's going to be very on the edge. In practice round earlier with Soft, someone I was practicing with did get a puncture very, very soon from when he was told. So I know it's quite random, but I don't know. With the extent that they've gone on these hards, I think some of them are definitely in high risk.
Well, people were talking about rain at the beginning of this race. It's started to rain where I am, but not in Spain, unfortunately. So I guess there's rain somewhere. Unfortunately,
I'd love rain to pour down now, and everyone tries to stay on the hards. Just like watching down to the ice.
Yeah, Mikulic says RNG depends about that.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, I really don't like Cody's tyre model at all, to be honest.
I think it should be dependable on how much like curb you take in.
Yeah, I think
how much like pressure you put onto.
I think what they should do is they should measure it on the amount of stress. I think your tyres shouldn't. Yeah. Your tyres shouldn't, because your tyre always delaminates in this game, which just means it loses pressure. Whereas I think there should be more of a chance of a tyre failure in general, as Fry gets very squirmish through the chicane there. He's starting to struggle, I think, 20 lap old hards now. Looks like Sal Ferro's starting to pull a gap. Yeah, I see that.
Edzak's going to be out of DRS as well.
Hunting him down over the last couple of laps, and Edzak now feeling the pressure from Yolmir. But as I was saying, there should probably be more tyre failures in general, so it should probably measure the amount of stress that's put on the tyre, and the more wear that tyre has, the less stress it can handle before it fails.
It would add a better aspect to setups as well, because people will be mindful of how you set up determines the wear on tyres later in the sim.
That's a very easy move around the outside of turn 1 for Yolmir. EDRS pass. Nothing much to say
JJ
really.
Trying to fight
as
back.
Edzak goes off the track, JJ is going to go up the inside. Is he late on the brakes? He is. He's actually ahead before they really even get to the braking zone, and that's him into P11 for the moment. But is Alpha going to be able to fight back? I think this might be a fight that goes on for the rest of this race really. Alpha much fresher tyres than JJ Dogs, and
I think
it's all for pride.
I think Rado's a smart driver who will just stick in behind the two of these and not risk anything. But I think if he does get a bit of a sight on the inside of Fry at some point, I think he might go for a bit of a dive and try to get a bit higher on track for
Well, yeah,
the
of
checkered
course.
flag.
Every driver wants to win the race on track, but
Yeah.
the smart thing to do right now is just to make sure he doesn't get a penalty of his own. If he doesn't get a penalty of his own, he's won this race from where he's sat.
He's on 2 warnings.
Yeah, so it's very close. He's just got to try and keep it on the track in between those white lines, and that's all he's got to do for the rest of this race.
Well, actually, he's on 4 warnings, but 2 of them were lap 1, so I'm guessing they're contact.
Yeah, most likely.
Oh, curious to if he's one of the reasons why one of the Alpha Tauris is spun off.
Maybe.
I'm gonna check the
Maybe.
race director for lap 1.
Yeah, so Michelizi said that he's looked at the game files, and apparently, so there's like a timer. Once you go into puncture territory, there's like a timer on how fast. Sal Ferrer gets himself another 3 seconds on how fast your tyres will blow. So it's like, I think 30 seconds is the quickest and 10 minutes is the longest. So it's just complete RNG.
Yeah. Can I just say, lap 1 Radosham collision with Ivan Belov warning.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll have to see that.
Salfira, well no, what is... Salfira gets another 3 second.
Yeah, this
11
already
now.
happened.
Oh, yikes, yeah. Frykes could still be winning this race then.
No, Rado right on his tail there. He's too smart to.
No, I mean after, if Rado was involved.
Yeah,
so
I guess.
It wouldn't be the first time Fry would have won after the race weekend. Done the same in Australia, I believe.
Yeah,
After Oliver was penalised.
Fry is a bit of a penalty merchant, but in terms of
Yeah.
wheel-to-wheel stuff, he's usually all right.
Fry's
If
good fun to race against.
If he could clean out his track limits, it'd be very. It'd probably be F2. To be honest.
Assist.
Yeah, of course, but you know it doesn't take forever to take off traction control in ABS. They make you fast.
ABS, I wouldn't say makes you faster at all.
ABS makes you a better driver if you take it off. ABS doesn't make you faster if you take it off. In fact, it probably makes you slower. But why do you every race, Miyake, you ask what's the penalties? I'm keeping it a secret. It's more interesting. You can see who's got them and who hasn't anyway. Every single race, man. Rado, look at that. He's just holding position behind Fryer at the moment.
Yeah.
He's not using his ERS.
He's got no issue with Salfera. Let Salfera go if you have to, but as long as he sticks in behind Fryer.
Salfera has 11 seconds of penalties.
Yeah,
I
we'll be
don't-
proudest.
If he can pull 11 seconds in the next 2 laps, I'd be very, very shocked.
How are you feeling for Spain tomorrow anyway?
I don't know, I haven't driven the track.
Everyone in F1 is just slacked off this race.
Because
Like,
it's
completely.
Spain. It's Spain
Yeah,
and next
I
week's.
know.
I won't be able to.
I can't wait for Monaco. Honestly,
I
can't wait.
don't think I'll be able to race Monaco. I'm busy most of the week, and I don't know if I'll be able to get there in time.
I'm
but
looking forward to it.
I'm not. Yeah, you see Rado here. He's just keeping a half a second gap now. The race really starting to calm down now.
JJ Dog, he's got 9 second penalties, so it looks like he's going to be finishing outside the points.
Yeah, I did almost.
Friday
win
rating now,
last
outside of
season.
DRS of Salfera.
Rado Shelton pulling to the
Rado!
inside on Fryer. He's going to break late. Is he going to get to hold the position? No, Fryer keeps the inside for turn 2 and holds the position for now.
The inside looks like the nicest traction to come out of it, isn't it?
It's because the curb on the inside of turn 2 doesn't really slow you down if you hit it right.
Yeah.
Whereas if you are on the outside of turn 2, it's not really great. I mean, if you can hold it in time for turn 3, you have an advantage, but it's quite hard to do that. And I think you really defending to the outside of turn 1 is not even a bad idea, because you get that better
You're looking
momentum.
for a P5 today after his treacherous run of races
Yeah.
and complaints to come along with it, but at least he's doing something decent now.
I wonder if Massiek's close enough to still get a podium. I think he is.
Ooh, he is.
Just about.
He's under 6 seconds, pretty much, yeah. Oh wow, so Ferrari could be missing out on a whole podium.
Yeah. That's what penalties do as we come on to the final lap of the race now. This is going to be Rado's final chance to make an impression on Fryer. He's not going to do it, I don't think. He's not using his ERS.
You can see the grain on the right hand tyre of Fry now in the sunlight, and you should be able to see it on the left. You can see it on the left as well once the sun hits it. You can see how it's worn.
Yeah, you can just see that dark line on the inside of the tyre. Yeah, those tyres are done.
26 laps, man. It's gonna be close.
Fry's forgotten to disable his overtake mode.
It's gonna be close.
If he spins now because of he's
What's he doing? Oh my god. No. No! Oh my god, I thought you spun then.
This is what I was saying. If he spins because of this, he will be very upset.
Why has he got ERS on? Turn it off, man.
I think he just I think
Rado's got 30% and he's just not even using
I think he's pressed the button and got confused. He doesn't know if
he's got
it
going
on
around this corner with ERS on. You madman.
I think he thought he just. Okay, no, he's worked out.
He's turned it off.
He heard us.
Yeah.
And now we're coming across the line. Sal Farah with a 4-second lead. There's a 4-second lead over Fryer, but as Fryer crosses the line. Okay then. Massiek gets P3.
Yep.
Yuppie P5.
Yuppie as there are many deaths on the starting line.
Yeah.
Is Alpha and JG going to join them?
Oh, JG might join him before he even gets there with that kind of sliding. What is this line through there? There's Alpha going to cross the line
Yeah,
now.
he's going to do it, isn't he? Yep. And JJ's boring.
He probably thinks the same about this race, to be honest.
Banned driver there.
Don't know about that one.
I put my driver there to Rado.
Yeah, Band gained a lot of positions, but it was a very quiet race, to be honest. And Rado then
Alpha
on track, well, not on track, but
wait. Did we take Alpha's fastest lap away for not finishing the race?
No, don't do that to him.
Rado jumping up.
Yagi-san, woohoo, JJ, nice job, P12.
Is that supposed to be ironic or not?
Well, he's not going to be serious, is he? He finished last. So your winner today then, Rado, in his debut in F3, came from F4 and he's won his first race in F3, so it's pretty nice from him.
Yeah, pretty good.
Fryer P2, Massiek P3, Salfero P4, Yuppie P5. He did well to hold that whole train behind him, to be honest. Mats P6, Mr. Pep P7, Band P8, Edzak P9, and Yolmi scoring the last point. Fastest lap goes to Alpha in P11, and JJ Dog finishing last and 12th, with Alex, Addy, Stefan, Spurs, Ivan, and JG not finishing this race. And
I've got the race director for you. So
3 full safety cars and a virtual safety car in this race. That was chaos, especially the first half. The second half was not so much, but the first half was something. That was.
Only
12
6
finishes.
front wing damage.
Rick Band, what? Hold on, what?
What? I'm gonna send you a screenshot of something, chat, but I'm not gonna tell it. Speak it out.
Why are you doing that? Could you help invite the top 3?
Yes. I'll invite Rado.
Okay.
And Fry, you do I could do all three if I'm honest.
I
I
could
know
do
them all.
Masiek. Yeah, I will in a second. Let's have a look. Okay.
Did you invite Rado?
No, I didn't. I invited Masiek.
Oh, well, I'm about to invite Messi.
Yeah, hi
Right.
guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Just make sure you have your voice shared, please. So
I
everyone can
think I
hear.
have. I think I have.
Okay, I'll check for you.
Appear online, Rado. Bad deal.
Yep, you have. You have. Masiek.
Yeah.
Just wait for the other two to join. Just give it a minute.
Did you just get notifications saying people got added to the party?
No.
Oh, it didn't work because I was inviting Masiek and you already did it. Ah. Right, let me do Fry first. There you go. I'll do Rado show.
Oh wow, Fryer said he finished the race with 65% tyre.
That's it?
Yeah.
Man was on hards for 28 laps. Bloody hell.
Wow. Here's
There he
Rado.
is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Just check the stream, make sure they can hear you.
He should be able to because he normally commentates should be able.
Yeah, okay, we can hear Rado. Just waiting on Fryer. Fryer was asking for an invite, so there is a Renault
I've added him to the
full-time
party,
free.
so.
There is a Renault full-time free. What's going on?
Where to?
Who was your teammate, Rado?
Catch me, but he wasn't there.
Oh
He didn't turn
yeah,
up. Oh, that might
he's
be his third
inactive.
absence.
Yeah.
I invited you, Fry. Go to parties, mate. You should be able to join. No, it didn't add you for some reason. My apologies. There you go. Did you get a notification saying
I got a
added someone?
notification.
Right, okay.
There we go, and the Renault seat has already been taken.
Stefan Rands.
Yeah. Just make sure
There
the
he is.
stream can hear Fryer. Fry saying something. Okay. No, the stream can't hear you, Fryer.
Again, test, test, test.
There we go, it works. It works now. All good, we've got all three of you in, so let's start the interview with our third place finisher, Masiek. So hello, Masiek.
Yeah, hi guys. Hi guys.
First question for you really is, how did you feel about getting on the podium there? Did you expect it, or did you see the penalties ahead of you, or were you just happy and fourth?
As a first, I would like to congratulate especially to the Rado, for their podium as well. To be honest, I didn't expect it because Spain isn't my favorite track. I think, as everybody didn't like this track, to be honest. But yeah, I quite practice a lot here, and it was just to have find a good pace and a good strategy. So that's why I want to go for a mediums instead of soft on the quali, because it will be hard with the puncture at the end of the race, and my pace would not be as good as I wanted to. But yeah, it's nice to be back on a podium this season, first time. So let's hope that will be many, many more, and especially for you, for Wojtinho, Polska górą.
um, really gotta say it was a pretty quiet race for you today. You know, the safety cars came out. You kind of just drove around, did your strategy, and that was it. Really, you didn't get too much going on. Just explain the most interesting bits about your race to us.
To be honest, I didn't fight with anyone, so it was just not get caught by Mr. Pep, and I drove all the race without DRS from the guy in front of me. So it was tough, to be honest, to even get into it, because uh, after, I don't know, the second and in the middle of sectors, I gained some times, and then I lost everything on the main straight. It was kind of frustrating, because I think my pace wasn't that bad, to be honest. Especially in the end of the race, I have better fastest laps than Rado and the Fry, and also the guys in the top 5, I think. So yeah, it was a little bit frustrating, but yeah, it's better this than nothing, to be honest. Because in the previous race I didn't have that much luck, and to be honest, in this race it was more of do your job, do your strategy, know what you have to do, and just drove into the end with this. So that's nice.
Yeah, very nice. Your pace was good all race. You know, you even though you were maybe not quite as fast as the guys ahead for the whole race, you know, they had DRS and all that, and you kind of just did your thing and did enough to get onto that podium in the end. What do you think about this track? Track limits, really, because it looked like a lot of people were struggling out there today. What was your take on that?
Well, the track limits sometimes are very brutal, to be honest. You just go a little bit off the track and you get instant warning, and sometimes you didn't get it. So yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. But to be honest, to get a track warning, you need to just need to make a mistake, to be honest. And yeah, I did some mistakes on the first chicane, so I get penalties down there, to be, as I remember correctly. But yeah, there's nothing you can do actually. It's just try to get as less penalty as you can. Sometimes you can just drive a little bit slower than anyone, but in the end, it's just not to make a penalty. So
Yeah, yeah, of course. So I think that's all the questions I had for you. I mean, it wasn't the most interesting race, so there's not a lot to say. Any questions from you, Unknown?
No, you pretty summed it up.
Okay, well, thank you, Masiek.
thank you
And
guys, thank you guys.
we'll move on
Cheers,
to
mate.
P2 then, Freya.
Yes.
First of all, first question has got to be had some funny moments in there. Obviously, you were watching the stream and could hear us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had a couple of moments in there. First of all, I've got to say is when you pitted for the mediums and everyone else stayed out, what was your initial reaction?
Yeah, that I could win the race, but then there was another safety car, and I thought, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the hards.
Yeah,
Wait, I can't swear on stream, right?
no, you can't.
Apparently
You're
not.
not
Okay,
allowed.
sorry.
I've already broke the rule 3 times today, so you're in the clear.
Yeah, yeah, it was unfortunate really because the strategy was looking good, and then we had three safety cars and a virtual safety car, which kind of ruined it. So you had
Yeah,
to
I don't know who the
fight hard for
last
that
one
one.
was, but he fucked it up big time.
It was
Alex, mate,
Alex,
he's
and he
getting panel.
crashed. He crashed
What is
on
the punishment
purpose.
for that, by the way, champ?
Race ban.
Oh, yikes. Try not to be a twat then. Carry
Yeah,
on.
he crashed on purpose and caused the safety car. The last one.
inside the pit lane as well, which is a bit worse.
So yeah, that will be getting looked at. Don't worry. But yeah, I mean, you had to fight hard. You know, you were on those hard tyres and you were behind a lot of your rivals. You had to catch up to them, making some pretty nice
Yeah.
moves. One that comes to mind is your move. What was it? What position was it?
JJ, was it?
Um,
Yeah, I think JJ or Salfera, it was on the same corner, so.
yeah,
Oh, it was
yeah,
JJ Yuppie, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You had a nice battle with those guys on the safety car
yeah, they
restart.
were holding me so much up.
Yeah, and you got through. You got through somehow. It was
Yeah,
a bit chaotic, but you got through eventually. And then later on in the race, you had a nice fight with Sal Ferrer towards the end. You know, so lots of action
yeah.
in this race. What do you take away from it?
Boring race.
You're
Shit
not wrong.
track. I hate this track so much.
Yeah,
You're looking
I
forward to Monaco?
Yeah, if Vivelt doesn't hit me again, then I
Oh
wanna do
yeah,
it.
that was my debut. You lost that on the win, wasn't it? Last season.
Yeah, I could win, but Vivelt just took me out.
yeah. Hopefully that doesn't happen again this season. We like some clean racing.
Yeah,
Um,
I hope.
but again, you got pole position here in Spain, and I've got to
Yeah.
say it was a very nice lap actually. 8 tenths quicker than your first lap of the session. So did
Yeah,
you?
my first lap, my sector 2 was not that good.
Yeah.
I spun a bit, so yeah, I lost
Okay, that makes
some time
sense.
there.
I was going to say, because did you find that the track was evolving a lot, or did you just sort yourself
Well,
out?
yeah, it was involving a lot, especially when it was clearing up on the weather, because first it was cloudy, and then the sun came out, and yeah.
Okay, nice. You've already said that you don't like this track, but you know, this is obviously you've got to say this is a much better memory of this race than you had last season. Um,
What happened last season? I didn't. I don't recollect.
he had a pretty shocking race.
Oh yes, he was burning up more than just the tyres. You did say.
So yeah,
You had to see me on the formation lap.
yeah.
We
Well,
did.
we did see you on the formation lap. Um, we were actually
Yeah,
saying that we thought you'd get a much better start because of that. You know, we were saying that because obviously you were the last one to the grid, so you'd have a lot warmer tyres than Sal Ferro. But Sal Ferro had a great launch.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
don't overtake under the formation lap once you spun.
yeah, it's important to remember. But
do I get penalty points for that, or?
You might get a penalty point if someone reports it.
if
But
someone reports it, we did watch it, but we
Yeah, I
tend
only got 2
not
penalty
to.
points, so.
We tend not to report things that people. No, we tend not to like penalise things that weren't reported. So if you don't get reported, you'll probably be all right.
Okay then.
Yeah. Just final question really is. I know you don't like this track, but do you think the new changes to it could make it better for next season?
Yeah, yeah. Because the new corner is gonna be amazing, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope. I hope it's gonna be a nice track.
And if Codemasters can sort out their track limits, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's got to be all it is from me. To be honest, any questions from you, Unknown?
no, I'm good.
Right. Okay. Then in that case, we're going to move on to the winner today. Hello, Rado.
Yep.
I mean, got to say, really, it was one of those races. You weren't exactly towards the front for most of it, at least until that last safety car. You were kind of just in the midfield fighting for the lower points places, and then all of a sudden that third safety car comes out, everyone pits to hards, and you have a chance of a win. I was like,
Yeah,
what
that
was
was the.
what
Oh,
was you
that was the
thinking
second.
at that time?
Well, it was the second safety car actually, because that was the one where I think everyone in front of me went to the mediums. I think it was. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
me
was
too.
already on the medium, so I just stayed out. In the third safety car is when I pitted, I didn't know in the second safety car if it was actually the right call because I saw everyone going in, so I was just like, oh shit, sorry. If I wasn't sure if that was the right call, but I stuck to my strategy, and yeah, in the end it worked out.
Yeah, yeah, it was very good stuff. Of course, it's your first race up in F3, so must be very happy to win it.
Yeah,
Um,
it was.
good stuff. What do you think your? I know obviously you've only joined halfway through the season, but what do you think your ambitions in terms of a championship position will be?
Well, I think it's too late to go for a championship charge, but like if I'm like in the top 15 at the end of the season, I think I'll just say it was a success, really.
Yeah, okay, that's a good goal, I think. I think with, hold on, I've got to check the standings, but with a win, you're already well on the way to doing that. To be honest, let me have a look.
P15.
Really? Anyway, for the next question, I've got to say is, what was you thinking? Because we know you had 2 warnings towards the end of that race. How hard was it to keep it in the track limits and keep up with those guys?
Well, I wasn't really, say, scared about pushing too hard because I wasn't really pushing the limits of the track. So I was just staying back, waiting to just I forgot to speak actually. I just tried to fuck, yeah, I just tried to stay in the 11 seconds from South Era and just not get the penalty. So that was just my strategy at the end of the race.
Okay, I've just checked the standings. I think that result has put you into P16. Oh, sorry, no, you're
Okay.
P15. You're P15 in the championship.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah,
you might want to raise your goals a bit from
yeah,
P15.
top 10 then.
Yeah, top 10. I think 10th place is 20 points ahead of you. So
Okay.
definitely possible. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have this big gap. We have Fryer in the lead with 134. Then we have Salfera and Cool Beans with 95 and 93. We have Edzak with 92. And then it's a huge drop down to Yuppe with 61 points. So there's quite a big gap there. So it's definitely possible. I think if you got a really good rest of the season, you could even aim top 5 with
Yeah.
Cool Beans' poor attendance at the moment. And of
Yeah.
course, two of the drivers ahead of you have been promoted to further up divisions. So yeah, there's definitely a chance. I'd say a really good position here. Top 10 definitely possible for you. So hopefully you keep that one up.
Yep.
But I think that's all the questions I got. Again, it wasn't the most interesting race for you
I've
up
got
until
one.
the end. What you got?
Was you involved in a collision with Ivan Belov, that one?
Yeah, I don't have a thorough remember of it, but I think there were two people right behind me, and one was on the inside going into turn two, and Ivan was just on the outside, just on my rear wheel going into it, and I think he just touched me. I wasn't 100% sure where he was behind me. I think there were red arrows, but I actually just expected him to back off because I didn't think he'd be going for the
Oh.
move if he saw the person next to him. But if it's my fault, then it's my fault.
Okay, just curious. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I think that's going to be it from the questions. Also, thank you all for coming to this little interview at the end. We appreciate it, and thank you all for coming and watching the stream. I think we had 24 people in at one point. Towards the end, the numbers picked up and back. It dropped off during the safety car, but they picked back up towards the end there. But that's going to be it from us. Of course, make sure to check out F2, which will be going live in around about 10-15 minutes, ready for their race. And F1, which is tomorrow at 6 p.m. UK time. So that's Sunday, 6 p.m. UK time,
Yeah, come see
F1.
me get lapped.
Yeah, you can come see Unknown get lapped. F4 and 5, if you're interested at all, runs on a Friday, so that's yesterday. Again, 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. all in UK time. So if you're at all interested in any other division, make sure you go and check them out. But that's going to be it from us today. So thank you all for coming and goodbye.